Hi beautiful friends, a long time no see. So I have not made a video in like over a month. It's been the holidays and I started off this YouTube channel to share my spiritual journey. And in the last year, I haven't shared a whole lot of it. I started up a coaching career, and so it's taken up a lot of my time, but I want to get back to it. It's 2022. And this video, this message that comes through is really going to be about what it looks like to be a parent of an autistic child. That is really heavy of what's going on in my life right now, and I want to be authentic and talk about what is relevant to me and how I have navigated this awakening, this awareness through being a mother and through being a mother of an autistic child, or he's on the spectrum. And so recently it has been extremely tough. You know, when I first had this awareness, this enlightenment, I do not want to say that I'm enlightened, but a newfound perception over life. Once I first had this, I was like on top of the fucking mountain, like, oh man, I can do life differently. I see life differently. I experience life differently. I see the law of attraction and effect. This is a real fucking thing. And so it changed the way I actually played the game of life. But with my son, there has been a pattern that continues to happen. And I am a coach and I notice patterns, and I'm always trying to maneuver my way out of patterns, and, you know, kind of reset the course of my life to be more enjoyable for me. And so there was a pattern that was heavy in my life that was my mother. I felt like with my mom that I was emotionally and physically abused when I was younger. It's been something that I know my mom knew no better. My mom was an alcoholic. I grew up with an alcoholic mother, and she knew no better, and she was doing the best she can, and she had a lot of traumas. And to be honest with you, I love my mother, and she's helped me a lot through my journey recently, just all 222. So I appreciate everything, even the bad moments. And the same with my husband. At 19 years old, I met my husband, and I unintentionally kind of became this caregiver to my husband. And I felt emotionally abused in some ways by my husband. I don't think he was intentional about it. I think that there was a lot of patterns, and I'm saying this like, first of all, I was not no bitch. So I definitely, if my husband ever said anything that felt emotionally abusive, I am my mother and I would come aggressive. So even though I think these people emotionally abuse me, I see the mirror of life and how I wasn't always the best person either in the situation. So none of this is blame at all. I take responsibility and don't want to be the victim of my life, but there's a pattern that has happened from childhood to adulthood, and I have set boundaries with my husband, and we communicate way better than I ever imagined, but I wished for it 3 years ago. And so I saw one pattern transform into another pattern, and I see 333 again. And I, with my son and being autistic, sometimes I feel like I'm emotionally abused. And it's your child, and you're trying to do the best you can as a parent. And I love human behavior. I study human behavior. I study patterns. I love this. This is why I changed this into my career. And so having to get in the mindset of somebody that's on the spectrum and trying to have compassion, I do have so much compassion for my son, but there's a society out there that will not. And he will be a regular person to them. And some of the behaviors that he has towards me or towards other people, I don't really know how to maneuver it. But I see this pattern that plays out in my life of feeling emotionally and physically abused sometimes. And I know it's a victim pattern, and I pray and wish that I can escape this pattern in my life. And I know that I will learn so much through being a mother of an autistic child, because it's not typical, and there's a lot of things that people don't see. And I wanted to create this video so I could share some of that journey of my spiritual awakening through being a parent, and being a parent of a special needs child. Because I understand this awareness. Like, my mind creates meanings to things. There is an illusion when I'm triggered. My whole physical reality is created by my mind. I understand that concept. But when you're in a trigger, it is hard to be like, this is a fucking illusion, because it seems very real. but I have started to, thanks to my mother, started studying the Course of Miracles, which is a lot about the mind and ego and deconstructing the mind, which is my passion. And deconstructing, like, why do I see the, why is this in my reality? If life is a mirror, what is it mirroring back? And sometimes, like, I feel hopeless, and I know that, like, looking at my son, he feels hopeless. So when I see him having certain behaviors, I know it's correlated to the way that I feel inside, because I feel hopeless in the situation, and so does he. How do I change that? How do I reroute that? And I'm just figuring it out as I go. And this is why I kind of turn my life around. This is my passion, because I have to figure out my life. I have to figure out how to, I don't have to figure it out. That's a problem too. But I want to control things, and I want to eliminate, suffering for myself and for my son. And I have a newfound awareness of how life works, and I know after the moment why I'm going through things, but in the moment it doesn't seem like an illusion. But as I've grown in the last 3 years, I'm learning through all of it and taking away so much knowledge and being able to help other people. So thank you so much for anybody that's followed along and has supported me. Please like and share and comment anything that you see of mine. The more I have people doing that, the more I get out, the more I can help people. And that's really the main point of this video, of me starting this channel, of me putting my life out there. It's very hard, but it's so that I can share my journey, so some people don't feel alone. Somebody out there connects. I just want to be able to change my world, and that is by changing other people's worlds. So I appreciate all the support. I hope you got some, I don't know, connection from this video. I hope it resonates with you, and I hope that you feel like you're not alone, because you're not.